Well, hello, welcome again to our reading of the Greek New Testament. I'm reading through Revelation and in chapter 6, and I got up to verse 9. So we've had thus far the opening of the first 4 seals, and the structure has been pretty much repeated with some minor variations. Now we move to the next remaining of the seals. So at verse 9, Kai hoti anoixen ten pemptain sfragida, adon hypocato tu thusiasterio tas psukas ton esphagmenon, dioton logon to theou kai dioten maturion hen akon. Now the structure here changes a little bit. First bit's the same, and when he opened the 5th seal, and interestingly we get a slight variations here. We had in the word order, we had up here the seal, the 4th one, and now we get the 5th seal. We get a reverse order of number and seal, and back in verse 5 we had the seal, the 3rd one, and back in verse 3 the seal, the 2nd one. So interesting variations here that the writer is doing. Adon hypocato, I saw. Hypocato is just a combination of hypo plus cato, another one of these pseudo prepositions. They almost all take a genitive case. So I saw beneath the thusiasterion. Now this is a word that always in the biblical Greek, in the Septuagint and New Testament, means the Jewish altar, not the bomos, which is the pagan altar. So the word itself, until the Septuagint, was a fairly rare word, connected with thuo, to sacrifice. So I saw underneath the altar, tas psukas, the souls, ton esphagmenon, and again don't confuse sphasdo with sphragius, which is a totally different word, of those who had been slaughtered. This is a perfect passive participle. Diet, on account of the word of God and on account of the marturion, the witness, which they had. Past tense from echo. Kai ekraxan phone megale legontes, eos poti hot despotes hoc hagios kai elethinos, Ukrines kai ek dikes ta haima himon ek tu katoikunton epites geis. And they cried out, this is from krasdo with a zeta, the stem of the verb is crag, and hence you get psi forming in the aorist. And they cried out with a great voice, saying, Heos poti, until when, so perhaps for how long, until when, and then we get a nominative for vocative here, which again is fairly common in the New Testament. So we would say, O despotes, O master, get our word despot of course, and that, O master, the holy one and true. So the holy and true, O holy and true master, nominative for vocative. So for how long will you not judge, and will you not ek dikes? Well, this is a verb meaning to get justice for, hence to vindicate. It's often translated as vindicate, get justice for, or get justice on, or for our blood, and to do that from those who are dwelling upon the earth. So just to redo that quickly before we turn over, they cried out with a great voice, saying, How long, O holy and true master, will you not judge, and will you not get revenge, will you not vindicate our blood at the hands of those who are dwelling upon the earth, or to get justice from those who are dwelling upon the earth. And verse 11, Kai edothe autois hekesto stole luke. So we get the aorist passive again from didomi. It was given autois to them. And again, we get this plural to singular, but that's perfectly good Greek. This hekastos does this quite all the time, really. So it was given to them, to each one, stole luke, a white robe, for stole. Kai erethe autois hina anapausontai eti chronon mikron heos plerothosin kai hos sunduloi auton kai hoi adelphoi auton hoi melontes apoktenesthai hos kai autoi. Erethe is the aorist passive from lego. So and it's being used impersonally here, I think. It was said autois to them. In other words, they were told. Hina, in order that, we might just say they were told that. Anapauma in the middle. Anapau is to give rest to, I think, and so this to rest oneself, and hence just to rest or relax. So that, in other words, they were instructed that they will relax, literally. It was said to them that they will rest or relax, still for a little time, still for a short period of time. Heos, until. Now the subject of the verb, and there's variant readings here as you see again. I'll leave you to look at the commentaries on this. Now we get kai and kai, so both their sunduloi, their fellow servants, their fellow devotees, fellow slaves, if you will, and their brothers, the ones being about. Apoktenesthai is a passive here from a late form of apokteno, which is now spelt, this late form is apokteno with double nu. We did get apokteno just a few verses ago, so both forms were being used. This is from apokteno with a double nu, and this is a passive form here. Generally, in classical Greek, you would use apothenesko as the passive of apokteno, but that seems to have gone by this stage. As also they were. So let me just put that together. And we haven't had the main verb, which is plerothosin, which is very odd here. It must mean something like, well, complete their work, perhaps fill up the numbers, to make up the number. It's from pleroo, and this is the aorist subjunctive passive. So until they might be filled up, until perhaps until they might complete their work. It's again to look at the commentaries and translations of this. There were variations even in before. So just to translate it all here, it was said to them that they will relax for further little time, for a little further time, until their fellow servants and their brothers, those who were about to die, about to be killed, I should say, just as they were, until they might perhaps either complete their work or their number might be filled up. Something such as that. Kai edon hoti anoixen ten sphagida ten hectane, kai ses mos megos ageneto, kai helios ageneton milas hos sakos trichinos, kai he selene hole ageneto hos haima. I might stop there because it's a very long sentence. And I saw when he opened the seventh seal, literally the seal, the sixth seal, the sixth one, hektos, and a great seismos, a great earthquake, egeneto, happened. And the sun became melas black, hos sakos trichinos, like a sackcloth made from hair. So sakkos is sackcloth. It's that unpleasant material you wear when it's a sign of mourning. This is the sackcloth. And trichinos is connected with that trick root from hair, trichos. So it's a sackcloth made of hair. And the whole Selene, the whole moon, became Hosheimer as blood. Kai hoi asteres to uranu epis and epite esten gain, hosuke baletus olunthus autes apo anamai anemu megalu siomine. I'll stop there because it continues on. And the stars of the heaven from Aster, Ed-Pesan we've had several times before, it's the aorist, weak aorist from Pipto. So the stars fell from heaven, Ace Tengan, onto the earth. Hos Suke, this is the fig tree. Ballet casts down. So as the fig tree casts down, tus olunthus, this is a funny word, it's fairly rare. It refers to an unripe fig. It's a fig which grows late, but grows in the summer and doesn't ripen, rarely ripens. It's only here in the New Testament. So you can translate this just as the fig tree casts down the unripe figs, or its unripe figs, because suke is feminine. So the unripe figs, autes, of itself. And then Seomine, the fig tree, being shaken, this is a passive participle from Seo, being shaken by a great wind. So just to do that little bit there, the stars fell from heaven to the ground as the fig tree casts its unripe figs when it is shaken by a great wind. Hode uranos apekoriste. Now apekoristomai is to split open, really. It's a apekoristomai is to split open. So the it's here the heaven was split apart, was split open. Some translations say vanished or something, but it generally means to split open or to be separated. Hos, like a biblion helisominon, like a book which is rolled up. So the heavens came apart like a book that is rolled up. Heliso is the verb here, and this is a passive. And the whole mountain, and each mountain and Nessos and island. This is neuter, third declension, neuter noun, hence we get pan. This is a feminine noun, but there's no pan with it. We have to understand something like pasa here. So each mountain and island, ekinethesan, aorist passive from kineo, is moved from, literally from their places. So it's the grammar slightly odd. We've got two subjects, and so I suppose that justifies the use of the plural here. So each mountain and island, we would say, is moved. They are moved from their places. Kai hoi basiles, and the kings of the earth, and the megistanes, the rulers, and the kiliarchoi, literally these are the kiliarchs, these are the rulers, those who are in charge of 1,000 people, and the wealthy and the strong, and each slave, kai eleutheros, and free man, ekrupsan hiautusesta spelea. They hid themselves from crypto, aorist from crypto here, hid hiautus themselves, as to spelea. This is caves. Speleon, it's a neuter word, We get speleology from this, of course. So they hid themselves in the caves and in the rocks of the mountains. Kai legusi tois oresin, kai tois petrais, pesete hemas. And they say to, historic present here, they are saying to the mountains and to the rocks, pesete. Now this is a strong aorist, this time, imperative from Pipto. We've seen that in the aorist earlier, he used a weak form of the aorist. We got epesan. Now we're getting the strong aorist imperative from Pipto. So fall on us, kai krupsete, and hide us from the face of the one sitting upon the throne, and from the anger of the Aniu of the little lamb. Hoti elthon hehemra he megale tes orgasaton kai tis dunatai stathenai. Because the great day, so the day, the great one, has come, the great day of their anger. Variant readings with the outone. Kai tis dunatai stathenai. This is the aorist passive from that histemi, to stand, but who is able, perhaps we might say, to withstand it? Who is able to stand? Although it's aorist passive, it's just got that sense of stand here. So who is able to stand? And that's the end of chapter 6.